Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. My name is Wade. This is episode 309. I'm glad that's the last time I have to see that on the prompter.
No.
What are you going to put 310 next week? I'm here with Laura.
Hey, Wade.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm also here with Ches.
Hey, how's it going?
Didn't prepare anything for Curt today, so you're going to make your own title.
I don't know.
You got to come up with something, or we're not moving on until you come up with something.
Genius of sound.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All
Okay.
Dude, we were just before we started the show, and I said we were going to launch off with this. David Gorski, or maybe it's just David Gorsk. He's the guy who holds the Guinness World Record for eating the most Big Macs. Just hit 34,000 Big Macs in his lifetime.
Lifetime.
Yeah, because he used to eat 9 a day.
And he's alive still.
And that's what he said. He said, let's read the title verbatim. Man who's 70, who has eaten record 34,000 McDonald's Big Macs, says people thought I'd be dead by now. I mean, you would think, but...
That's a lot of Big Macs.
He cut down to only having one for lunch and one for dinner now.
How much is a Big Mac?
Too much now.
$3.50.
For how many minis did he eat? That's a lot of...
34,000. He spent a lot of money at McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's sponsored by McDonald's at this point.
Maybe.
Probably owns it.
You never know. But in order to maintain his health, he says that he walks 6 miles a day. So I guess if you want to eat 2 Big Macs, all it takes is 6 miles of walking.
Okay.
And I mean, a Big Mac's 540 calories.
Yeah, I think that back in the day they had a bad rap before calorie counting started because I think everybody just thought it was like 1,200 calories for a Big Mac. But it really isn't that crazy of calories. I'm sure the cholesterol and other things like that is probably not good for you.
But yeah, then if he's walking, you said 6 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the 2 Big Macs, 1,100 calories a day.
Is he
Big
walking
Macs.
to and from McDonald's to get them?
Is he pulling the Jared?
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Is there a fast food restaurant that you can think of that you would eat twice a day for the rest of your life?
No.
No.
No? You wouldn't, Curt?
No.
No.
No? You wouldn't pick maybe we could even go fast food like Cafe Rio and Chipotle and things like that, but no sit-down restaurants.
No.
What if you had to?
If I had to?
Yeah.
Everybody's going to hate me. Taco Bell.
You are a big fan of Taco
I am.
Bell.
I love
You like
Taco
your
Bell.
Oh, I hate Taco Bell.
I don't mind Taco Bell. I think it's
I
all
like
right.
it.
I would do Del Taco over
Del Taco for the rest of
Del
your life?
Taco over Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They do come out with some innovative menu items every now and then that are different from what they normally do, whereas Taco Bell's always I don't know, we turned the Mexican pizza into a taquito or something weird.
Just don't keep them in your purse overnight and then eat them the next day.
True. Especially if it's got sour cream.
Right.
Chaz, what would you pick?
I don't know.
I think I could do McDonald's. I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, the only thing I eat there is a cheeseburger and fries. That's
I
it.
could do a quarter pounder twice a day.
Yeah.
Why don't you just splurge and get the double quarter pounder?
Because then what am I going to eat for dinner?
You just don't eat
I just don't eat dinner.
because you've got this food log in your gut.
That's not that big of a food log. I mean, we went to B&D Burger, which we still laugh about. I didn't live here my whole life. Didn't know that stood for Big and Delicious. But
And I didn't either until yesterday.
yeah. Well, I just knew it was
I
B&D
knew it today.
Burger. Oh, yeah? Big and Delicious. We went down there because we went to the Off-Road Expo yesterday, which we'll get into a little bit. But our Expo tradition, I would say, me and Curt anyway, is every time we go to Expo out at the Mountain America Exposition. Is it Mountain America?
Yeah.
Expo Center. Across the street is the Crown Burger.
Mm-hmm.
So we're dude, we're here. We might as well get a Crown Burger.
I love Crown Burger.
We went there. Oh, I do
Yeah,
too. I was so
everybody has
looking.
the same idea.
Yeah, the line was clear around the back. I open the door and I'm like, oh shit! And I look at Curt, and then I'm holding the door open. He pokes his head and he's like, "Nah, fuck that."
Yeah, I went all the way to the back of the building.
We're not waiting in that line. So we ended up at B&D Burger. Ended up at B&D Burger, and it was still good. And I noticed that they still had their sign hanging up at B&D Burger that's best of state for their zucchini fries in 2008.
They do have good zucchini fries.
They are really good.
I always thought it was Bill and Donna's or something like that.
I thought it was, and then I thought maybe it's just B&D because right down the street they opened that M&C burger.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which as the owner of B&D, wouldn't you be like, come on, guys? Really? You think that just picking 2 other letters in the alphabet is going to make your place as good as ours?
They should have went with A and C, so they were
just
earlier in the alphabet.
A and C burgers. Oh, man, that's funny. But Speaking of, go ahead.
I was gonna say if we want, we can turn and buy their website.
Oh, do they M&C Burger or B&D?
B&D Burger.
B&D. Oh, nah, they're doing all right though. They've been there pretty much the whole time. I can't remember a time where they haven't been there. Right there on 74th and State, or 78th and State. Sorry. But you brought up a point, Laura, that I wanted to bring up today on the show, which is something's been going around the internet and fast food world. Wendy's announced not that long ago that they were releasing a new model called surge pricing.
What the hell is that?
That means that if Wendy's is really, really busy, they just up their prices because it's in high demand. So we're going to charge you more since we're real busy today.
That's bullshit.
Like Uber and Lyft does for
like if
surge
Uber
pricing.
and Lyft are busy on New Year's Eve, they charge you way more to get an Uber and Lyft.
It's a good thing I don't like Wendy's.
But the internet lit them up.
Oh, I bet.
The internet just had I think the article I was reading says had an always fresh, never frozen beef with Wendy's. But they basically backpedaled on it, saying, never mind, we won't do that then. But the scary thing I was telling Ches is that's the fact that they announced they were going to do it and nobody at the corporate level at Wendy's thought that was a bad idea, means that all the other fast food restaurants have probably thought about it already.
And which locations have actually already started trying it.
Yeah. Which maybe they
and
just
how
didn't
did you know
announce
that you weren't paying higher surge prices?
Yeah. I mean, the price of a McDonald's Big Mac right now, if you look at like their app, I bet it's crazy. Let me pull it up. Curt had to step out for a phone call. He's on call this week.
Oh, is he? Bummer.
Yeah, it makes his life a little bit more stressful. Yeah. So it's always. Let's see. Curt, Ches, if you beat me to it, say it. But I just think it's interesting. I think there's a law that says you can't, like, fast food restaurants that are outside security at the airport can't charge you airport prices, which makes sense because you're not behind security. Because you have to be on a flight and go in there, and then I'm sure the prices to be at the airport for a franchise are a lot more expensive. Yeah, because there's always people at the airport.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of shitty business tactics to be. Just because your restaurant's busy doesn't mean that you get to charge more money.
Yeah.
You know?
You would think they do it opposite.
Yeah.
Charge more if they don't have business. So they're making more money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would make sense. But I think they're thinking of supply and demand.
Set your price, keep your price. If you want to raise it, raise it.
Let's see, at least through DoorDash, a Big Mac was $6.19.
$6.19 for just the sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to download the McDonald's app to.
So that's because the restaurants charge more, or because
the restaurant will charge more on DoorDash, but then so imagine $6, $6.19. We'll just round down to $6. They're going to charge you probably a $2.50, almost $3 service fee. So now you're at $9, and then when you tip your dasher, it'll probably be $3. So. Yeah. $12 hamburger by the time it gets to your house. But at least you didn't have to leave.
Well, I sure hope that guy walked to and from and didn't DoorDash
it. Doesn't say. Oh, it doesn't say.
He would have spent a lot more.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Let's see. Let me breeze over it real quick. Many people thought I'd be dead by now, but instead, I've been a record holder for my 24th year. One of Guinness World Records. Longer running record holders, so that's pretty cool to me.
How many did he eat?
34,000.
And how much are they normally?
Well, we'll do the DoorDash price of $6.19.
Yeah, because you have to download
$210,000 if he DoorDashed those.
That's actually less than I thought. Because if he goes to the actual McDonald's, he probably pays less than that. It's probably 5 something.
That's a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
I don't even spend that on groceries.
70 years.
I don't think I do anyway.
Over 70 years.
Yeah,
because it's lifetime. Yeah.
I thought that was in a year.
No, shit. That's a lot of Big Macs to consume in a year.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was a retired prison officer from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I'm sure that I pronounced that
Fond du Lac.
Fond du Lac, yeah. Ate his first Big Mac in 1972. And then immediately knew how much he liked it. In that moment, I said, I'm going to probably eat these for the rest of my life. I threw the cartons in the back seat and started counting them from day one.
Are they still in the back seat?
I think he does still have all of it, probably.
If he has all 34,000 Big Mac cartons.
I'm sure he has a lot. And then he gained some media attention from that, and he just kept doing it. He used to go to the fast food chain every day, but since retiring, he buys Big Macs twice a week in batches, eating a fresh one at the restaurant and then taking the rest home to microwave when he's hungry.
Okay, so I think I calculated it right. No, I did not. Never mind.
So that's where he's going on 52 years.
Yeah. There's some typing going on the phones in here. We've got all the
so that's
all
roughly,
the hardest people.
That's roughly $4,000 a year in Big Macs. I think I did the math correctly.
Wow. $4,000 on Big Macs
A year.
A year. But I guess if you love them if you like something that much, and you're willing to spend your hard-earned money on that, go for it.
Now it's 653.
Oh, okay. I didn't do the math right.
653 what?
Dollars?
Or no, sorry, 653 Big Macs a year.
Oh, I was doing how much he was spending.
See? That's
okay.
Why, that's why you guys listen to this. Because Laura went down the money path, which you wanted to know. Ches went down the Big Mac path, which we wanted to know anyway. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. I don't know. I don't.
Again, $4,000 a year. I'm sure I don't spend that much in groceries.
I bet you spend more.
You think?
Yeah.
Just straight up grocery shopping. Not okay.
Counting paper towels and laundry detergent.
Okay.
That stuff kind of adds up. Because, I mean, think about it. You go to the grocery store on average every, 2 weeks, I would say the normal person does?
Not me. Probably once every 4 to 5.
Okay. Well, you're the anomaly then.
And you're spending how much, though?
Probably $200 to $400 a month.
Okay, so that's about average. I mean, I go maybe every other week, and I spend maybe $100.
$100, yeah, $150.
All right, so I probably spend around $6,000 a year on groceries.
Yeah, but the argument is you're probably making way healthier stuff at home for the most part. I mean, we all have our unhealthy meals that we love, but and you're Italian,
like
so
nachos.
like your lasagna.
Well, microwave nachos.
Yeah,
always.
So I guess it's that like fake cheese nacho crap, right?
No,
you can put regular cheddar cheese on there.
It's nachos in a minute.
What? You've never microwaved nachos?
I have, and they're horrid.
Okay.
No, they're not.
I mean, when it's late at night,
they're
like
the go-to
midnight snack.
I mean, you turn your broiler on, you stick them under the broiler for a minute, and then your cheese is melted, everything's hot, and the cheese is melted good.
Arguably, that is the better way to make them, but it's not nearly as quick.
It's not.
It might take 2 minutes more.
Well, when you have this munchies, you have the munchies.
Yeah, right?
But I'd rather wait that 2 extra minutes and get something that's considerably larger.
I would argue that my cheese is perfectly melty in the microwave.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, sometimes. And I like using the Kraft singles in the microwave. It's the best, dude. That plasticky cheese, dude.
It sticks to your teeth.
I love it. I love it. I love American cheese, though. Velveeta all day long, dude.
Oh, I can't stand Velveeta.
I'm sorry, people.
What? You don't like good, crappy American food? I mean, American cheese Kraft single on a hamburger, arguably one of the better ways to eat a hamburger.
Cheddar all the way.
No.
I do quesadillas in the the microwave too. So.
I made the mistake of making a quesadilla with Kraft singles. That wasn't that was gonna be. But Kraft singles all the way, man. That got us through like basically World War II. You're welcome.
Well, I'm not denying that.
That and circus peanuts.
Yeah, that and circus. Those are horrible. Those I will never eat.
Now, after having experienced Laura's cooking,
and
hearing this coming out of her mouth is
astounding.
Well,
I'm dumbfounded. I can't come up with words.
When you cook like that, you can't cook like that all the time.
No.
You can't make a big thing of lasagna for yourself all the time.
No.
But now I did kind of want to do
fajitas for myself yesterday.
Ooh, I haven't had fajitas in a while.
They were
really good.
And I did not put them in the microwave.
Okay.
Laura's famous Italian microwave fajitas.
Yeah.
Which, oh man, that whole sentence.
And I used New York strip for them. So, they were really good.
Was it that one?
Yeah. We should do a Frankenstein night where we make like lasagna, do the noodles from scratch, your sauce from scratch, but then instead of like the nice ricotta cheese mixture or whatever, we just put Kraft singles in there.
Cottage cheese.
I will not participate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go for cottage cheese over Kraft singles in lasagna any day.
I don't know, because sometimes there's a hack. Like if you do regular Kraft macaroni and cheese, where you put the milk and the powdered cheese in there, throw a couple of Kraft singles in there. I've mentioned on the show before. They're so good.
I put cheddar in mine.
You could also do that. Yeah. But the problem with the cheddar is it becomes stringy.
And grilled hot dogs, sliced.
I could do hot dogs too.
Yeah.
Andouille would be better though. Class it up a little bit. At least put cheddar cheese and andouille in there. Wow.
And spicy mustard. I know.
I think there is I think what we're talking about is there's an art to eating pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have the money to do it, there's whole YouTube channels based off. There's whole websites based off on how to feed.
Hey, I had kids back to back. I know how to eat cheap.
Yeah, sometimes Curt was laughing at me because after Vegas, obviously, bank account's a little bit tight, so I'm just eating what I have left. And Curt calls me up and like, I'm eating dinner. He's like, "What are you eating?" I was like, "I don't know, hamburger and peas." Like that's what I had in my freezer, and then that's what I had in my, just readily
I could
available.
make a really good meal out of those two ingredients.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you can,
I classed it up and made a pea puree.
Yeah.
Didn't put it on
You could do a
burger.
bechamel or,
make a bechamel, make a little, maybe add some potatoes, throw in it, make it a shepherd's pie.
Or throw it on toast and make it SOS.
I'm using what I had
Yeah.
left. I didn't say I have a whole chopped kitchen pantry.
Do you know
Okay.
what SOS is?
Shit on a shingle.
Okay. All right.
One of the best breakfasts.
One of the best, cheapest meals ever.
Yeah.
I grew up on it.
I kind of miss that. I know that Stouffer's makes a frozen version of it. It's not nearly as good if you just buy.
But they don't call it SOS. They call it chip beef.
Yeah, that's what we call it, chip beef. But
The SOS comes from the military.
We're talking about, since you stepped out, Curt, we're talking about cheap meals that we make. I brought up the fact that I had hamburgers and peas, and you're like, "Damn, you eat like a poor person." Like I am poor.
That's poor bastard food.
What's your poor bastard meal?
I mean,
hers is
microwave nachos.
Microwave nachos that totally sent
pretty poor.
sent Ches into a depression
I'm-
spiral.
Dude, I want to clarify. I'm not doing it because I'm poor. It's because I really love microwave nachos.
What's your poor meal then?
Probably, I don't know.
Spaghetti.
Yeah. Spaghetti's pretty cheap.
Because you can usually get spaghetti noodles and then a jar of sauce.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap.
Spaghetti with butter and
Well-
garlic.
So is it poor or poor and lazy?
Poor and
Both.
lazy, yeah.
Poor and lazy. I'm just sprinkling the powder on ramen, on uncooked ramen.
I think
That is
everybody
poor and lazy.
everybody did that as a kid. I'll admit that I did that last night. There you go. The beef one though. The chicken gets a little bit wonky.
I say, and all this food talk makes me think of we were called out for funeral potatoes.
I know we've been procrastinating that for years.
What happened with that?
I don't know. You guys didn't seem interested? Just kidding.
I don't know.
Just busy. We're just busy with other stuff.
I
I
we
did
gotta
make
meet-
them for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to talk to this as the place and get that set up.
I know we will. Or you can. I mean, apparently I haven't been able to. We've just been busy, but we'll get there. I think it's about time. And then it'll be springtime and then summertime. And then we'll all be doing camping trips. And then I don't know. When do you guys want to do that? On a Tuesday at 10 p.m. when we're all finally done?
Breakfast for dinner is always easy too, if you have the ingredients.
I do not like breakfast for dinner.
I'm a big fan of breakfast for dinner.
I am too. I do it a lot.
I think it's because I eat breakfast at breakfast time and I would eat the breakfast that I would normally make for dinner, just like bacon and eggs and hash browns. Because I don't like the sweet breakfast items. Like, don't give me pancakes. Waffles are okay.
I made waffles last night for dinner.
Yeah, see? Nah, I'm out on that. Maybe if you put chicken on top.
No, waffles
Fried
are
chicken.
gross.
You don't like waffles?
No.
Way better than pancakes.
The pancakes are dog shit too.
Waffles are only okay because they're basically butter traps.
Dude, I made a bomb-ass steak and potato breakfast skillet the other day. It was really good.
Just call it fajitas.
No. It wasn't
I made
fajitas.
breakfast fajitas. Just kidding.
No. Home fried potatoes.
I understand.
Steak, peppers, onions,
Breakfast
eggs.
burrito.
Breakfast fajitas. What's in a fajita? Steak, peppers,
There's
onions.
no potatoes in a fajita.
There
So the
could be.
potatoes make it breakfast.
Okay.
I think that's I'm okay with that because a breakfast burrito has potatoes in it.
Well, you know what the ingredients are in my fridge now, right?
Yeah. And that's hard. I can think that's kind of hard too when you're thinking about cooking just for one person because you try to buy all these ingredients that you can then use for a bunch of dishes, but then they just go bad in your fridge anyway. It's hard to get through a 5-pound sack of potatoes.
I don't buy 5-pound sacks of potatoes. I buy the little mini potatoes, white potatoes, red potatoes, but they're in what, the 3-pound bag? 3.5, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
I don't like throwing food away.
I don't think some people do, I guess. The other thing that happened over the last weekend, I'm sure everybody is aware of, is we got that crazy windstorm. And I like it when things like this happen because you can always predict what people in Utah are going to do. And the first thing is they're going to post on the internet about how the dust in the air is making their life so miserable. And it's like all of a sudden it's a new thing, Oh, this dust is killing me. Is it killing you guys? Yeah, man. My allergies are so bad. It's never used to be like this. Yeah, it did. Every time the wind blows in the valley, it's always like this. I didn't get really affected by it other than like when we went to the outdoor or the off-road expo.
You're bitching like, I should have brought my glasses.
I should have brought my sunglasses because I got sand in my eyes, but like, I mean,
but
I made the mistake. Yeah, I made that mistake. But the second thing that was awesome that happened is this. What should we call it? The 2024 Tumbleweed Massacre.
Yeah, I like that
because it's just they're just being attacked out there by tumbleweeds.
If you haven't seen the videos, you have to see them.
You have to
they are hilarious.
There's a picture we have up on the screen of a car completely buried in tumbleweed.
And no, it's not in a car. It's like an SUV or a truck.
SUV, you're right. SUV or a truck.
For some reason, that looks AI generated.
That one
I
does.
saw the video of that where that still was taken. So this out in Daybreak, there's just houses that like you can't walk to the front door.
No, somebody had their garage door open and it filled their garage.
All it's going to take is somebody out there smoking a spliff.
Yeah, just flip it into there. Just tinderbox, dude. You burn all of Daybreak down.
Bye-bye Daybreak.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody listening from Herriman and Daybreak because you blocked all of those tumbleweeds from getting to my house.
Right.
And Sandy, and so I appreciate that. But another video I found, which I don't think is in this link, there's the city dispatched front loaders to try and help.
Yeah. And big dumpsters.
And there's one video of this front loader that picks up a whole load of tumbleweeds and then tries to dump it in the dumpster, but the wind is blowing. So it just blows them out of the front loader before they actually land in the dumpster. And then I think like one scoop filled it up. Because
scoop.
Yeah, you have to compact tumbleweeds. They're
massive tumbleweeds. It's crazy.
You can't just throw tumbleweeds.
Like the world is ending. The world is ending.
But I love tumbleweeds. I think they're the best plant because of stuff like that.
Yeah, all those tumbleweeds maybe for 500 pounds total.
Maybe. Yeah. Some of them can get really big when you're driving on the freeway. I know they can damage your car.
Yeah, but they still don't weigh anything though.
No, they don't weigh anything. It's just if you get the thick branches at the base of a tumbleweed. Mm-hmm. But they're just fun. We actually, coming back from Vegas, we casually saw a tumbleweed using the on-ramp to get on the freeway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I swear to God, Curt will vouch for it. It like damn near turned its blinker on to merge over. It was going right up the center of the on-ramp, and I was like, did you see that, Curt? He's like, yeah, what, that tumbleweed just casually getting on the freeway? I'm like, yeah, that was wild.
Did it merge properly?
It did. Huh. Yeah, and there wasn't any cars. It had checked.
Yeah.
No cars. I'm good.
Yeah. Nice.
Was it up to freeway speeds yet?
Oh, no. It was going like maybe 30 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
Sunday driver.
Yeah. Maybe it was an old tumbleweed.
Okay.
Another thing is they've coined a term for what happens when it snows and it lightnings and thunders now.
I wondered this yesterday.
That's the coolest thing, though. I like that.
I didn't write the term down, though, so I can't remember it off the top of my head. Thunder.
You told me earlier it was... I
know right where to get to it, but... Thunder snow? Or something like something weird, like thunder snowing. Ugh. Why do we gotta... And then I think they're like... There's a lot of terms that we're coining this year, like... Atmospheric river.
I started hearing about that last year with the weather.
Okay.
Well, that's a couple years at least.
Recently, then, we'll say that there's a lot of that going on. What else was there? Something else we were talking about. Anyway, let's stop coining things and just call them what they are. But you had some weather stuff too, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah. I had the Real game yesterday on the 2nd was delayed 3 hours. First from all the wind. Mm-hmm. And then when they were getting ready to start the game, that's when the lightning started. So they had to delay the game again.
So on our way to the off-road expo, there was people standing in line outside of the Rio Tinto Stadium. They were all the way down State Street, and it's windy as shit.
Yeah.
And this was just after 11 a.m.
And there's tons of people out there with their big winter coats on, and I'm like, I hope that whoever's going to that game understands what they're getting themselves into. We knew that there was a chance we go to the Off-Road Expo. When we came out, we'd be walking back in like pretty heavy snow.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily,
it came down fast, too.
But then, so when they finally get ready to start the game, it's a blizzard. It's coming down in sheets, like...
Very comfy sheets.
They had to switch to an orange ball for the Real game, so they could see the ball.
Is that like protocol?
I guess, at least in Utah.
Well, you can't see a white ball in the snow.
No, you can't. But that's why I was asking Ches yesterday. I'm like, did they still play soccer if it snows?
I said, "Oh yeah, they'll play."
Yeah, they did. They delayed it though because of lightning.
Yeah, because of wind
snow.
and lightning.
Yeah.
I guess the ball was blowing everywhere, so they couldn't play.
I guess that would be kind of funny.
Who was acting like a tumbleweed?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to kick it like you have to kick it horizontal to the goal to get the wind to blow it back. Yeah. It's just adds a new layer of complexity.
Count for the wind. But yeah, then they said a lot of the opposing coach was upset that they had to play the game, and
because do you think it would cause an unfair advantage because people that live in Utah are used to that? But I doubt the Real players that live here go out in the wintertime and be like, better get acclimated to the snow.
No.
Yeah, they were talking to a lot of the guys like they had never played in the snow. One guy's like, I think one guy had played 4 times in the snow.
Oh, really? I mean, there is an argument that the NFL has made in the past that they should get rid of snow games because it just increased the risk of injury for the players.
And pretty bad injuries, too.
But I think that adds to, like, the sport, right?
Exactly.
Because you can't control the weather, and sometimes you're going to play it in Denver, and it's going to be snowing, like snow you've never had before or experienced, and that's part of the game. I'm sure they were here before the game. They had a chance to train and stuff, but it was actually pretty good weather before, other than the wind.
Yeah, it was like 60
It was warm
degrees
before that. Yeah.
Before it started to snow, so.
It's a good old Utah spring weather.
Warm before the storm.
Yep. And I don't think that's the last one. I think we're going to get a worse one later on. But the wind, I don't mind the snow. I don't mind the rain. The wind, ridiculous. I hate it. It blows everybody's trash into my driveway.
It blew a roof off a church downtown, I heard.
I did see that, yeah.
And speaking of blowing something downtown.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Are you in an alley?
Context.
A dark alley. There's that new building you're telling us about that's under construction.
Okay, yeah. That was awesome setup for so many jokes that we probably shouldn't make. The Worthington. What?
I said I made a joke already.
Should we keep it going before I move on?
Yeah.
What address were you at downtown while this blowing was
What
happening?
alley?
Yeah.
There's a building under construction downtown that's set to be the largest building in downtown Salt Lake. It's called the Worthington Tower. While it's been under construction, there's a weird side effect when the wind came through. It became, I don't know about the world's or the country's, but at least the state's largest whistle. And it's loud. You should just Google Utah building whistle.
Oh, that's here in Utah?
Yeah, it's downtown Salt Lake. Yeah. They're building. It's currently under construction, so I'm sure that some of the empty floors or something. Yeah, there's video of it.
Oh, sweet. It's on YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, I would just Google it, and it should take you where you need to go. But there's tons of residents down there that started recording the building because it was making such a loud noise. And it's abnormally loud. Wind whistles, I get that, but this is like an abnormally loud whistle, obnoxious whistle. And I know that this has happened to other buildings in other areas, but it's funny that it would happen in this one building. The good thing is I didn't get as much snow as I thought we were going to get for the storm. I barely had to shovel my driveway, so that was good. Everybody's literally just on their phones now.
trying to find it. So
Curt's going to find it for us. Or just look up Worthington Tower whistle.
I'm not finding any video or anything.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Utah building. Worthington Tower turns into gigantic whistle. Here it is. Let's see. I'll play the video off of this laptop, even though it won't be directly plugged in. Here it is. Check it out.
Oh, wow.
Just have it on my laptop. There's just one floor that's like in like a really small section of the building that's not complete. But that was from street level, and that was like halfway up the building, so it's not quiet.
No.
Could you imagine living next to that thing while that, like, at night, you just hear the whistle? It reminds me of, you know what it reminds me of? A really old YouTube video of that guy that put the whistles into mufflers. The whistle goes woo woo guy. Do you remember him?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I can remember those as a joke item you used to be able to buy at like little joke shops or whatever. Like you'd put them over somebody's exhaust pipe
We've brought
It would
this up
cause him
before,
to
but
whistle.
it's kind of worth it again.
Just do harmonicas.
Yeah.
But he it was called whistling exhaust tip. But it was a guy in the hood in L.A. that was like, dude, I'm just trying to make my money. He's like, whistles go woo. And then they had a clip of a car driving by with a whistle, and the residents are like, we can't sleep with all the whistling going on. But now we've got buildings that are doing that.
Now we have buildings,
so
yeah.
we've got that covered. Well, did you have any other weather things, Ches, or was that it?
I think that was it for weather for me.
Well,
other than, like, people were getting stuck driving over Donner's Pass, all the airports were shut down or canceling flights. It was crazy.
it seems like we didn't get the worst of it.
No.
You know, it seems
no.
like California got a ton of it, and northern Nevada.
Yeah,
a
there
lot
was
of it.
one peak I heard that had wind gusts of 190 miles an hour.
Crazy weather
Yeah,
yesterday.
can you imagine that?
No.
Yeah, probably just because the only thing up there is a weather station, but that's a good thing.
Yeah.
In that scenario.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Oh, man, this makes me want to do life hacks on YouTube, man, or like a montage of cool gadgets.
Yeah.
But instead, we're going to talk about the Pearl on Main in Midvale and their upcoming shows. If you don't know, they sponsor our show, and we appreciate them for that. Coming up on March 8th, they've got Voltmeter album release party. You can go to thepearlonmain.com to find more information about that. And on March 9th, Tombstone Shadow is a CCR tribute band. We were just talking about how cool that would be to go to. $15 pre-sale on that one, $20 at the door. That's on Saturday, the 9th of March at 7 p.m. The doors will open for that. So go visit the Pearl on Main at
7711 South Main Street in Midvale.
Thank you for listening to us, and thank you for supporting them because they support our show. And we're back. The weekly InSalt, episode 309.
Oh.
Yeah, no guest today, of course. Lots of weather talk. Of course, we just went through that storm. Won't be the last one. Watch out for tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Another thing that we did over the weekend was we went to the Off-Road Expo. And we went there last year. You know, we kind of like to go see who the vendors are. For us, for the podcast, we try to network and hand out some cards and things like that. But this year, I just wasn't impressed with it.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
It seemed like more side-by-side stuff, which I'm okay with. I just don't own a side-by-side, so I don't really need to know what kind of suspension upgrades I can do on my side-by-side.
And some of the shit they had for those side-by-sides was just stupid.
Yeah, like LEDs for your wheel.
Yeah.
And just basically driving around looks like you're Burning Man.
Exactly.
in an art side-by-side.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many lights can you put on here?
Yeah.
Side by side.
And even then, I'd probably just get stuck at Burning Man. Based on last year.
Exactly.
But, you know, I wanted to go see if they had, like, accessories for camping and then for, like, off-roading as far as, like, when you go out to, like, Jeep trails or off-road trails. Right. And they didn't really have much of that. They had a lot of the standard accessories that you would think of, like the skid pads or whatever when you get stuck. You put them on your tires and you can get out of the mud or whatever with them, which they kind of just look like gurneys.
Exactly.
They probably double as a gurney, a horrible gurney. But yeah, I wasn't really impressed with that. And it seems like one thing that blew my mind about the expo is how much stuff they had for kids.
Kids?
There were so many kids there, and I saw this. I don't know if you caught this, Ches, but there was a kid walking around with a piece of paper that was the Off-Road Expo scavenger hunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they had to go around the expo and mark off all these things that they could find, or ask the vendors if they go get a pen. So they'd have to go up and spin a wheel or something and hope they get the pen to mark it off on their scavenger hunt list. It just seems like it became a place for adults to take all their kids out there and then just be like, go run around while we look at expensive stuff that Dad wants to buy.
So you were dodging kids the whole time?
Yeah, pretty much. Not
strollers
only strollers. It reminded me of how much people love to be walking in the middle of an aisle and then just stop randomly and look behind you.
Like grocery shopping then.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. It was like grocery shopping although everything was super expensive. And everything always says show prices. What does that mean, Curt?
Which is double the price.
Yeah.
Dude, show price this week only. And you're there, you don't look it up.
So you win the good show pricing, you show up like right at the very end.
Yeah, when they're trying to get rid of stuff.
It's like, yeah, we don't want to pay to ship this shit back. Well, $5.
Yeah, $5. We get rid of this today. And there wasn't really a lot of the retailers that I've enjoyed in the past. Like I saw a beef jerky like booth, but there wasn't like the bread one. You remember like last year we went back for like 3 times just to get bread. I think that was the Off-Road Expo. But I wasn't impressed. So we got to step up our Expo game.
I think that was the Home and Woman show.
No, why would we go to that one?
I don't know.
Home and garden, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Let me correct you for a second here.
I was going to ask.
I only said that to rile up Laura.
I went to that a few years ago and I got yelled at.
The home and dishwasher.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh.
But it was actually not a bad show to go to.
They should
some
make
cool
an
stuff.
Expo for men that's just like things you don't need expo.
Exactly.
You know? Like a $4,000 riding lawnmower when you've only got like 30 minutes if you use a push mower of lawn.
It's like my neighbor.
Yeah.
He's only got like 100 square foot lawn.
He's got that right.
And he's got a riding lawnmower.
It takes dedication to be that lazy and money. You
Well,
know what I mean?
Is he handicapped?
No.
Okay. I was saying, no, if the guy's handicapped, okay.
Is that an acceptable term?
This is handicap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Okay.
With disabled better?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering if that's the
Is he
politically correct.
I don't know. These days,
term these
anything
days.
could be.
Well, it's handicap parking. It's still called that, not disabled parking.
Okay.
Well, maybe to you it is, but we don't know what the world society thinks anymore.
I think the signs still say handicap.
I think they do too. In
So-
certain areas.
That might be a good segue into the little people.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hit it, Chiz.
So I came across the thing on YouTube the other day talking about how little people were banned in Major League Baseball.
My first reaction to what you just said is, why right now are they getting banned? And first of all, that like anybody else does that and they get canceled.
Yeah.
Because so little people could play in Major League Baseball.
There's been one little person who played in the major leagues for one game, and it was in 1951.
Okay,
Yeah,
how'd
but
he
why
do?
ban it now?
Well, this was like the ban started in like 1951.
Oh, okay.
After this guy, they sneakily got this guy on the roster because like all things had to be like all player contracts had to be approved by
You're trying to destroy the studio. Laura just tipped over her coffee, but it didn't spill much.
Yeah, by the commissioner of like the Major League Baseball. So they sent it to him, his contract, on like a Saturday, knowing that he would be out of the office. So this game was going to be like on a Sunday that he was going to play. So he was able to play, and then.
So they didn't do this like recently. This
is in the 50s, 1951.
Okay, so you sold it to me yesterday, like this happened last week.
Well, no, I saw that. It was just when I saw it. It's like they were talking about this. Like, yeah, this probably wouldn't hold up today.
No way that wouldn't hold up today.
But
this ban is still there, right?
Yeah, but they were talking. The reason they were doing this is because his strike zone's going to be so small that the pitchers would have a hard time to, get the balls into the strike zone, and he was going to end up, they'd end up walking.
Yeah.
And then once they get onto base,
they'll just pinch run.
They pinch run them.
You know what? Some people will say unfair gameplay. I say great strategy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, if every team can do it, what's the difference?
Yeah. I mean, you've got like people that are on the bench all the time. Why not just have one little person back there that's like in a real tie game? You're in the 12th inning or something. Dude, just send them in. Get a walk on a first and pin. You got bases loaded right off the bat because they're still doing that thing where if you go to extra innings, they start somebody on second, right?
Right.
Are they?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think
that was after so many extra innings.
It might be so many extra innings, like 2 or 3 or something.
I know they started doing that in like AAA.
Yeah, that's where they test all their rules is in AAA. Like the pitch clock they tested in AAA.
Exactly.
Which, man, I don't know. The ban should be lifted. I think that'd be sweet. We also should go see, what are they, the Bananas or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
They're coming to town.
Yeah, they are. I'm in the lottery for tickets for that. So hopefully,
cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it hits.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, the Havana Bananas?
Havana Bananas, yeah.
And they're just kind of like the
Harlem
Globetrotters of baseball.
I think that's sweet. Great idea. There was some other controversy going around in baseball about the uniforms.
Yeah, so I guess Nike has designed this new uniforms, and they're being produced by Fabletics.
So they're already being made.
Yes, they're already out. They have them for spring training, and there's some issues with these uniforms that people didn't like. It started first with the names on the back. They changed the font and changed the lettering size. They didn't like that.
So did they make it smaller?
Yeah, they're smaller and changed the font, and just it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Well, then they realized the pants are see-through.
And what's wrong with that?
I told you Laura wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a baseball fanatic.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons.
So when you're, how many asses do you look at
All
in
of
an
them.
average baseball game?
All of them.
All of the ass? Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it made it really easy to see who was wearing a cup and who wasn't wearing a cup.
Laura probably still doesn't see a problem
I
with
still
that.
don't see a problem with that.
So
That's like an unexpected thing. I'm sure somebody designed those and somebody picked out the fabric and
Yeah.
everything without even thinking about that. I'm sure they'll get fixed.
So they said they don't know, and they might have to go back to last year's uniforms designed for the season. Actually, I think they've even given some of the teams have already opted to go that route.
I mean, if anybody from the MLB is listening, you're missing out on a great opportunity to increase ticket sales this year by making those pants more transparent.
I'm sure they were trying to make them breathable, maybe.
Yeah, that was part of
Probably.
the thing. Make them more, lighter weight material, more comfortable, more, breathable. But I guess
Bring
they
it
went a
on.
little too far. Yeah.
That would kind of be embarrassing though as a baseball player, right? You're like, no, it's see through, and you're out, and you're being televised. You're at the stadium with a ton of people.
Your mom's watching.
She's like, "Damn, I did a good job."
But yeah, so a lot of people not happy about it. A lot of the players not happy. So
Well, it doesn't make me sad.
It also, whenever anything changes, people always kind of have a little bit of a issue with changes.
yeah, exactly.
You can't please everybody, right? Especially in something like Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, when the pitch clock thing happened last
Yeah.
year, everybody was mad about
Yeah.
that. Like, really?
They did change one of them for this year. I can't remember. It's not the... Oh, they shortened the length of one of them. I can't remember which one it is now. Because
Yeah.
there's different clocks. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there is. Oh, man. You can't please everybody. Curt, I think you got some Curt's Corner today. Should we get into the Curt's Corner?
Kurt's Corner. Kurt's Corner.
You sounded like Sideshow Bob.
All right, this one's really weird. I usually do a news article that I find somewhere, but this is real special.
Can't wait.
So let me ask you guys a question. Ches, Wade.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been on Craigslist?
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
Years ago. I don't go there anymore, but apparently it's still active, and there's a section on there for personal ads, and somebody posted up a personal ad. I wanted to know if you guys would respond to this. Okay, so this woman, she's 52. She lives up in southeast Portland. Thin body, fairly attractive is what she says. But here's what she's posted. She said, "Happy New Year." She's like, "I'm looking for someone to fart on my clothes, my son's clothes in briefcase."
Her son's clothes.
Yeah, her son's clothes. He's out drinking, so I need you to come over as soon as possible. I will have sex with you after you fart on all of his stuff, including his pet turtle and everything in the fridge.
Everything in the fridge?
Yeah. Let me know if you'd be able to fart on command. Someone who has gone to the bathroom and drives over unwiped goes to the top of the list. I'm a lady in my 50s, attractive and single, and I promise to take very good care of you if you do this for me. Thank you so much. So, I don't know about you guys, but
I'm probably only farting in the fridge on that whole scenario.
Yeah, I wouldn't fart on an innocent turtle.
No.
But everything in the fridge is fair game.
What she didn't tell you is it's a snapping turtle.
All right.
It
this
hasn't
just
been
floors
fed
me.
in 6 months.
Okay. No.
There's so many things wrong with that. Like,
There's a list of things that
so
are
is
wrong
she
with that.
is she mad at her son?
I
Yeah,
don't
because he's
know.
out drinking
He's out
all
drinking,
the time.
so I'm gonna really get back at him by getting a guy over here to fart on everything and then have sex with him. Which is the sex come first or after?
It sounded
I think
like
it's on the
after.
camper.
I think it comes after.
I guess you'd have to do the task first.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but that just means that okay. Maybe she'll be disappointed that you released all your flatulence, before the magic happened.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
People like weird things.
Yeah.
Gotta eat a bunch of beans before I go over there, so.
A can of refried beans and head on over.
I love that there was just no dollar amount. She's just assuming that the sex was worth it for whoever.
Yeah.
Like there's some guy at home who's like, oh, hell yeah. Check this out. I found my Craigslist ad. I'm answering this right now.
All I gotta do is go fart on all this stuff, and then I
do
get
this
slayed.
anyway at home. Honey, I'll be back. I want to make some money.
I just have no comment.
I was like, how did you find this?
I found it. It was it showed up on a post in a Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh my god. So I sent that around to a bunch of friends, and they're like, Jesus.
Seriously, no comment.
Yeah, people are wild. That's why Craigslist kind of got the bad rap at the end. I think Craigslist still exists, right?
Oh yeah.
But they've always struggled with just weird requests on there. Just the most random things you ever think of. And then there's also some really sad ones that I've come across before too. Like
what?
I just want someone to hang out with me for like 3 hours. I'll pay $200. Maybe there's ulterior motives there, but
Yeah, is there a code in that?
lonely people. Yeah, I'm sure that
people
it's
don't know
like,
about.
I'm sure there's some creep that's like, I hope that it's an 18-year-old girl.
Oh, geez.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, those people are going to exist in every website, no matter what. Anyway, yeah. That sucks. That sucks that people are that way. But at least you brought fun by making people bringing farts into it. Every guy loves a good fart thing.
That takes me back. I just saw
I'm
that.
sure it was a gimmick, just to get people to read her.
It might have been, yeah. Knowing Craigslist, it was probably real. Or she just wanted to see what the response would be.
Is that even still around, Craigslist?
Apparently, because that's where that.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's got to be around still, I bet.
Yeah, and then search for any jobs that require farts.
Yeah. Keyword fart.
Yeah. Let me dig around here for a minute.
All right, well, you do that.
At least it's on your laptop and not
Right.
mine.
But it is on your IP.
That's all right. I got it encrypted.
All right.
There
Well,
was.
I was going to say, while you do that, have you seen Napoleon yet? I spent the day indoors because it was snowing watching movies, and I watched Napoleon.
Was it just Napoleon?
Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah, no. About Napoleon.
No, I haven't seen it. I think I saw the trailer.
Yeah, it was so. But I found myself watching it. It's 3 hours long, I think.
2 hours, 38 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And had my phone up Googling all the historically correct stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so embellished in most of it. So
Why? Like, what were certain things?
There were storylines in there that you can't actually find in the history.
Yeah, so it's like a book
yeah.
adaptation of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I think that's like when Lord of the Rings came out, a lot of people complained about, they didn't follow the book. Same thing with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I think there's like some memes going around where it's like Dumbledore calmly walks up to Harry and asks if he put his name on something, and then in the movie he's really mad about it. But I mean, movies are a different medium. Haven't really seen any movies recently that I'm like super excited to go see.
I'm at the, I think, 1 hour 45-minute mark on Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh yeah.
I hear everybody really, really likes that movie. I am not liking it at all.
Really? What is the premise? Should I just look it up?
Just look it up.
So
But yeah, it's about the forgot the tribe now. But killing off the wealthy.
Oh, okay. Real
Indians,
unspeakable betrayal. Member of the
Osage.
Yeah, the Osage Nation
Osage
tries to save her
is it?
community from a spree of murders fueled by oil and greed.
Right. Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. There's a lot of killing in that show.
Yeah, there was one thing that I randomly stumbled across that I didn't want to get into too much detail about because it's kind of religious and it's Utah history. Because it's Utah history, there's a like down in Provo Canyon or long time ago, there was like there was a
Mountain Meadow Massacre.
Yeah, I think so. It was that. Basically, there was a Native American tribe living down there, and we were kind of developing the Salt Lake Valley area, and they got into this feud because one of the Native Americans came and stole some clothing, and so the response from the group in the valley, was to go down there with the army and find the guy. So they found him and killed him. And then as retaliation, the Native American tribes stole like 50 cattle, and retaliation for us was go down there and kill them all.
Yeah.
So they fled, and you know, they ended up finding them, taking a lot of women and children as slaves and killing basically all the men. But it's kind of like one of those controversial things because, I mean, you're trying to settle a new place at the same time. There's other people that were already there. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's one of the things that unfortunately did shape part of our culture, but at the same time, is it a good thing? No.
Well, I would just say it's disturbing. It's probably factually correct, but it was, So I'm on the fence about finishing it, but...
Yeah, and it's hard to watch some of those movies. Like, I remember when Band of Brothers came out, one of the things that they really focused on was being factually correct, and all of the people that were still alive when those movies were released were like, you guys did a great job. Basically nailed it, but because of that, there was really gory things in that. There was really sad things in that. There was really racist things in that, but that's all the stuff that was going on at the time. You know, war is a horrible thing.
The Napoleon movie was pretty gory, too. There was a lot of blood. Well, it was basically about all the wars, but... a lot of graphic stuff in that too.
Yeah. How's the Craigslist search going?
They've changed a lot. The personal section is no longer there. So
yeah.
Too many weird. It was probably being used for other.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally random segue. I don't know how to explain this to people who might not be very techie, but I'll do my best. It's because I was watching an interview on YouTube on a really popular podcast. There's this thing called the Flipper Zero. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I have.
You have heard of it, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what's so scary about the Flipper Zero, Curt?
What?
Is how many people don't know what it is and how easy it makes it to basically compromise anybody's security. Not just your Wi-Fi or your internet, physical security, anything that's infrared, anything RFID, like...
All right, so what is it?
So it's this little thing. Curt, just Google it and pull up an image so they can see it on there. I think it's a base platform. It comes with a lot of hacking tools. And I don't know the history or the reason why this company made it, but generally when something like this gets released, it's to prove that you can exploit these things really easy in the hopes that the manufacturer of the components that this exploits will update their hardware or software to make sure that somebody can't do this. So they make it easily accessible for anyone to hack things because they want it to be fixed. So these are getting banned in Europe everywhere. It's basically this cute little platform that looks almost like it would be like a video game or like a Digimon back in the day.
There's a little dolphin with it.
Yep, little dolphin that speaks, and I don't know, that's Japanese. Maybe it's a Japanese company that made this. I can't tell by the characters. But basically, you can, for example, add like a Wi-Fi module onto this, and then somebody could spoof your business's network 100 times so that if your customers are trying to connect or something, they'll likely click the wrong one, and then you're just the guy in the middle watching all the information that passes across, usernames, passwords, things like that.
Really?
And it's always just a click of a button. And it makes it really intuitive to do that. If you go to a parking garage that has an RFID scanner to get out, you can just press a button on this. It'll scan for all the frequencies and just open the gate for you. So like if you didn't want to pay for your parking. But then you can add on to it. And I think it's just kind of a little bit scary that not a lot of people understand how insecure the world is, pretty much. And that's kind of, I think it's becoming more popular now with current events like the Pentagon coming out saying that China is basically getting ready to, or has been preparing to launch attacks on the United States infrastructure. But you have a video. Cool.
It's only $170.
$170 here, but if you resell them to like Europe or somewhere like that, they're going for quite a bit.
Wow.
I can't reset this video. It's
just
annoying.
Play it all the way through.
It's halfway through. I want to play it from the beginning.
Just let it play through, and I think it'll say watch again.
All right.
Well, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, and this $170 makes it super accessible to, when I was a kid in school, we thought it was hilarious when we found universal remotes because we would buy a universal remote and take it to school, and whenever they'd put on the TV or something, you'd change the channel, and the teacher's like, what the hell?
All right, let's see what this one has to talk about.
Can't hear anything, though.
No, it's muted up here.
Oh, it's just got music anyway. So it's a flipper versus a credit bank card, basically. So you go down to NFC, read bank card. So it has an option to read the bank card. and he just clicked one button.
But he had to set it on it.
Yeah, it could just as like tap to pay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't have very long range, but it can be modified. So it's reading the card. It's got sensitive information blacked out. There, he got all the information off the Amex card, or off. This is a PayPal card.
It's a MasterCard.
MasterCard, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of like weird that things are being made so freely available to consumers to do things like that.
Yeah.
Because it's what people do with it is the scary part.
Right.
You know. But I mean, this has been going on forever. It's no different than a skimmer, a card skimmer collecting information, right? Scary world, dude.
That's why I don't pay at the pump.
Yeah, I definitely check for skimmers.
I don't pay at the pump at all now.
Yeah.
I just use the RFID instead of, because they use the magnetic strip readers to.
You can still get information off of RFID, but I think you have to, like, the transaction, I think, comes along with a secure token or something that they send to your bank to say this was scanned here now and here's the token. You have to authenticate the token, whereas a scammer likely wouldn't be able to forge that token. But, I mean, just last week or 2 weeks ago, my Amex card just randomly got ran in Florida.
Yeah.
That's why I use a credit card. It's easier to dispute because it's their money, not yours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why through a bank you have to fill out like a dispute form and whatever.
Yeah, because it's your money and not theirs, and they don't care.
Credit card, they're like, just tell us what went through that's not yours. Okay, cool. But keep your stuff safe out there and just be aware. Scammers are getting real smart.
They are.
Especially the AI. Just recently, not too long ago, some friends of ours got taken for a lot of money.
Did they ever get their money back?
Yes.
They did get their
money
money
back.
back.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
but
But it was a lot of money.
Yeah, imagine getting, tens of thousands of dollars taken from you, and then you have to work with your bank for like a month to get it back, and that's including both like your checking account and savings account. So it's all your, if you got to pay rent.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah.
And I'm sure you could work with like your landlord or your companies to be like, look, everything got stolen. I'm in the process of getting it back.
And just think about it. I mean, your net pay deposit goes into that account. I mean, you have to fix a lot of stuff.
Yep, you got to reset up your direct deposit and
get new checking account numbers.
Yeah. Anyway, there's your dose of everybody being scared for the week.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just everything's safe. That's why people like me and my sister work in the things that we do to hope that doesn't happen.
That's right.
Wade just tells everybody they have cancer.
Yeah, or that they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're typing this. You're already dead.
Yeah, you've been dead since you were born.
Exactly.
Why? Oh, yeah, technically I do. That's a great way. You're almost going to dox me. Yeah, that's it for this week, I think. Enjoy your week. Have a good week. Have a safe week. And this has been your weekly insult.
That is scary.
Just never know, man.
No.
There's people out there 24/7 looking for take away what you worked hard to get.
Looking for an easy ride. And technology's helping them get smarter.
But it's helping us get smarter. That's why we invented AI. So we can be lazy, too. Yeah.